Yes.
Hey everybody, this is Greg. And we are pretty much in Manhattan, and we're going to go to this protest. Let's see what's up at City Hall. All right, so let you see.
Great advice.
Right now, listen to Dennis Prager.
Fearmongers and the afraid. Those are two groups that dominate society. Those who make you afraid and the afraid. I'm not afraid.
All right, here we go. This is
I'm a happier guy
right here.
than
This is
those
60
of you who are
Center
afraid.
Street, where all the courts and stuff. Let's see if we can get right to City
Craig
Hall.
in San Antonio, Texas. Hello, Craig.
Go right to see if we can get right to City
How
Hall.
you doing, Mr. Prager?
I'm well, my
So
country.
what we got?
Thank you.
We got.
I
This is
understand.
60 Center Street. Right here is the courthouse.
On your stand.
The courthouse on their left. Oh goodness. Look at the courthouse over there real quick, honey. It's kind of there. That's the courthouse. And this is the 60th Street. We're going to go right to City Hall. So we're going to pass City Hall in a little bit. Oh, look, some people have signs. Not many people. Actually, nobody has signs right there.
Well, this is not where they're supposed to be meeting.
Right.
City.
Alright, let's put it back up. Alright, so, put it back up here. Alright, cool. There it goes.
We're running a little late, but we'll see if people are still there. One of my friends said the police got involved and asked everybody to disperse, but I don't know if that is how it is now. I don't know if people stayed there and said we have the right to do this, and I don't know if there's any struggles or everybody dispersed. So we're running a little late, but we'll see what happens.
Right. So then pretty much the windshield whenever it wipes, it was like a lot of streaks. Last night when I was recording, it was just like it doesn't go through so well.
Oh, okay.
It didn't go through. It was kind of making all these nasty streaks.
Hi everyone.
Hey everybody. So so right now we're almost to City Hall. This year we're in Manhattan, and I used to come here a lot when I worked at the law firm I used to work at, and I had to come down here to deliver cases at 60 Center Street, which is the courthouse. And so here we are. This right here on your right is City Hall. Right here is City Hall. Right here. This is City Hall?
But it's City Hall Park.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold this. Here, hold it and look at it. What do you call it? I gotta get in the right lane.
That's it, right?
Okay, the right.
See it, man.
Oh, there it goes.
There.
So this is City Hall. This is where the protest is supposed to be. I think they dispersed them already.
They said they were walking around City Hall.
Oh my goodness.
I'm seeing a pigeon and it got scared away by my eyes.
This is disconcerting.
They said they're walking around City Hall, and then the police came and said for them to disperse. So let's see if there's anybody that's still here or what happened.
Already, right here. Sorry.
I wonder what even happens at
This
this
is
town
City Hall
hall.
Park.
It says, so you get to protest, but you get to protest according to my rules. I see.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we're only allowed to protest according to the government's
Oh,
laws.
there's police. There's okay. Look, there's person right there.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Oh goodness.
So they closed up the park.
Oh my goodness.
So we're not allowed. Oh, many police presence.
Gotta go straight across the street.
Those are called the tops. The turd cops.
Well, like that, the cops are the bomb.
But it's not right. We have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of protesting, and here it is. We go to protest, they tell us go away.
So let's go away. I want to go to protest. I gotta return to base.
Just go around one more time.
Yeah, we'll go around one more time. We'll catch another street just to see it and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
this is interesting. This is very interesting. St. Peter's Church.
earlier person who was giving you, I think, the term mass fight.
Let's see what we can
You
find.
clearly from the beginning this erroneous public policy that's being imposed on us and how bad it is.
Well, it's very
Yep.
sad that police
Well, thank
have
you for that.
a way of just pushing they are citizens
You say
of
what?
the United States of America, and they have a job. They're getting paid by our tax dollars.
Listen, we're not against cops, okay?
No,
We're
I'm just
not-
saying,
we're
what
not-
I'm saying is,
we're, you know,
but also the right of Americans is also to say, if I'm not having a job, I'm not getting paid, how am I going to feed my kids?
Right.
How am I going to pay my bills?
Exactly.
It's easy for people that are getting paid to be high and mighty and say that they can't.
Or to feel confident in a time like this, you know?
Well,
And-
yeah, I mean, it's by the grace of God you have a job. By the grace of God you have, life. And by the grace of God you can pay your bills.
Yeah.
But there's other people on the other side that don't have a job and they cannot pay their bills. And they can't get unemployment and they can't get a stimulus package.
Exactly.
Okay, so the people, who are you to tell somebody that they can't protest their living being taken away? And their health being taken away because they're all stressed about bills and how they're going to pay their rent or their mortgage or for food. Okay, I just, and for us to be squished of being able to say that we are displeased with Cuomo and De Blasio and all this dumb stuff going on. Like, let up, everybody. Open New York. Let the small business. You're just killing us all, and this is wrong.
Exactly.
This is wrong, and we have every right to say this is wrong. You need to stop. You're hurting us. You're hurting people. Okay? Now, for them to say disperse, the crowds to disperse, what happened there? Is everybody apparently? What does that mean? All they had to say disperse, and then everybody did, and nobody wanted to get arrested, nobody wanted to cause problems. I mean, the whole thing about protests is that potentially you would be arrested. Potentially you would be in trouble.
Yeah.
Potentially get a record. Potentially, get something. And I know that
We also want to do a
is...
peaceful protest. We don't want to do any of those things.
Yeah,
we want to just be able
yeah.
to say our points and be able to present.
Yes, it was supposed to be a peaceful, and I don't think it wasn't a peaceful. It was a peaceful. A couple of my friends were there.
Like a half an hour protest,
They had pictures. They have pictures of them and the people being there.
I guess
But, in other places at 3 o'clock, there's other places, Mineola, and other places are, there's different times of the protests in different places, Albany and Buffalo and all these other places today. So, I mean, more people up. Maybe it's just that New York, Manhattan, being so close to De Blasio or, Cuomo, that, they were harder hit by this protesters, because they're right in everybody's face.
Yeah, not to mention, like, we had, like, oh goodness, there's a big old thing coming behind us. Wow. Look behind, kids.
Oh, the builder. Wait, watch out.
Excavator.
Chow. I mean,
I
literally.
got this big old excavator.
Yeah.
Take a right turn. You think I take a right turn? I'll take a right turn. Is it right here? Oh, you should take a right now. Bump, squat and pattern. Oh yeah, Buddha. Okay, so we're back on the same street we're on before. No, it's different. It's still Lafayette.
So it looks like,
Taking Broadway.
does look like we are dispersed.
We are dispersed. There's not a soul here to stand up for their rights. You see what happens? This is why slavery so easily happens. People are willing to just take.
Wear a mask.
Yes.
Do this. Do that. Do this. Do that. Do this. Jump high. Jump low. Jump to the left. Jump to the right. Do everything what they say. I don't know.
Because this is no standing time.
Federal,
PBS
I don't know, probably.
security checkpoints.
Oh, I think
Okay.
no standing security checkpoint says.
Yeah.
Goodness, Greg.
Oh wow, that's a big old thing coming behind me. All right, so here we are again on Lafayette. So take a right somewhere. down, you know.
So
So I guess the best protest they can do is open their own stores. So everybody open their
yeah,
stores.
I mean,
and keep going
you
with it.
protest by other things.
Yeah.
You protest by, okay, well, there's a lot of people that don't go to work because they're so scared. Well, you cannot be scared and you still go to work. So it's a form of protesting. Like,
Right.
I'm not going to be scared. You know, there's different ways of protesting. Okay, well, this company, they want to force masks on people, and masks on people that have health conditions, and masks, like, one size fits all. Everybody has to have masks. Like, hello, no, you can't do that. There's the ADA and the other things where you talk about people's health. I don't have to tell you about my medical conditions, why I can't wear a mask.
Exactly.
I don't have to say anything to you.
Right.
It's just so sad because they are fear-mongering
And they do
in
it
the
really well.
news, fear-mongering in their press releases, a fear-monger.
We're gonna take it right here and go a different way, so that way you can see a different side of the street. This way, and what we're gonna go across. There's a couple of courthouses that are here.
I mean, 99% of being able to survive, to recover, if you get CV, okay? Now, 1%, possibly you get it and you die. Now, that's tragic. I don't want to get it if it is real. I don't want to die. But also, I don't want to be cooped up in a house and not getting sun or exercise or being able to live a normal life.
Are they waiting, or are they?
I don't know what.
Gonna make a lap?
No, there's nobody in the cars.
Okay. So maybe here's where. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just go around there.
So I think that, you know, quarantine the sick people, quarantine the people that you're scared, that are scared if they want to stay inside, but don't quarantine people that are healthy.
Right.
Okay, people are healthy.
So here we go. We're gonna go right next to the park.
So sad.
This is the other side of City Hall.
Yeah.
We're on Broadway now,
Yeah.
and so we have to. I got to return back because
Yeah.
I got to
I'm
work.
talking to an old lady.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. No sign of protesters. No sign of anything.
So sad. I wonder what happened. I know that what's it called? They're gonna they'll have a thing open, you know, the website about what's going on.
It's not much for us.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
The longer you stay inside, the more immune compromised you'll be.
Exactly.
Okay.
We have to go outside.
You
We
have to.
We are touch. We are healed by touch. We are healed by touch. We are made better by touching. And that's how we work. That's how we operate.
So the cops close the park, so nobody can even go in the park.
Here, take a
They
look.
close the gates.
Hold it real quick. Here, times. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm here. Look. Just kind of look and see. This is City Hall. And most of
This is where the New York, reopen New York. You know, it was supposed to be, and they close the park off, so then you can't go. And they have a cop's presence. And my friend came here, we were running a little late, but she said that they told everybody, the cops, to disperse. The cops told the people to disperse.
That's the right spot, right? Go here. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
It doesn't seem like anything's going on now. They go on and on and on and on.
Yeah, protests go for a while. They don't just go and start button to flip it.
Hi. There.
Okay. Button to flip it outside.
Yeah. So basically, this guy walked across the street in the middle of the way, and we're like, ah! But he got kind of it's like a green light. You shouldn't be walking. But so we had to stop, or slow down, and he got mad at us, and we kind of got a little mad at him. But that's okay.
Not really.
Not really.
I just kind of made a joke.
But this
saying,
looks really
Thank
cool.
you so much for standing in my way.
This is really cool.
Yeah. This
So we didn't make it to the protest at the beginning. We're running late, and what my friend said was that the cops told him
Get out.
disperse,
Cops said, get out. Stop your protest, fools.
and apparently
That's
they
what
did.
happens. Everybody had to just kind of stop and listen to the police, because that's what we have to do, otherwise you get shot.
So sad.
It really is.
It's very sad. But guess what? There's other protests, and probably don't have that kind of police presence, and also probably more people are not so, or more people want their rights back in other places.
Exactly.
Here, somehow, they just say, "Hey, lock us down more." Yay! Let me stay inside, even though we shouldn't stay inside, and God tells us not to stay inside, but we should do it anyway.
Thank you.
Go and multiply.
Yeah,
They say
so
they won't have any children. They want to depopulate the earth. They want to do a whole bunch of
and they
stuff.
want to, ID 2020, and then and the vaccinations.
Explain ID 2020. What is that?
Well,
What
all
you
I
know
know at this moment is all I know about the vaccination per se is
Yeah.
they want to really fast forward the vaccination
Yeah.
for the coronavirus. They even have some,
Oh, I would say CV.
yeah.
Because they might
yeah,
cancel my thing if you say the
Yeah,
whole word. Everything is CV.
they say that they're trying to put it on the baby, the list of vaccinations to give your baby when they're born in the hospital. So you already have the vitamin K, which isn't a vitamin, and then you have
Hey. Okay, that one. Yeah. Hi, Mo Smith. I checked your email. I was watching the different videos that you sent me. Thank you so much for that, by the way. Yeah. So we're briefing since.
buffering
Yeah.
since you got on.
Yeah. It keeps like shutting me down. You know that system. Trying to keep the people going west. Gotta go east. Okay, be east. Hey, look, there's traffic. What's this? You know? More like it's probably a stop sign. You know, we're here. Going back on the BQ. I gotta return back to my. I can hear you again. Oh, hey, good. I'm glad you're able to hear you. We were just talking about Amy talked about the thing. We're trying to use any words because whenever you use code words, they shut you down.
Okay.
Isn't that weird? It's like a live stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Certain words.
okay.
We're gonna refer to this certain person. We'll call him BG, and then he has a thing.
Yeah, BG, this certain BG guy, he wants to make these mandates for certain things for babies.
Yes.
And he wants to put this certain thing on the list of the things that the babies have to have when they're in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not right. It's not right because if you're not doing true placebo testing,
Exactly.
and you're passing animal testing, and you're putting straight to people testing, we guinea pigs,
Exactly.
our babies, everybody. So that's not right. And if you look into those things,
You learn there's a lot of things.
there's a lot of toxic ingredients.
Yes, that they put into
and
people.
side effects that include death. So people need to take time and look at these things. And don't be fooled by saying, hey, if this thing comes, I'm gonna get it so I can go back to my normal life. But guess what? It's always a carrot dangling. Gotta do this hoop and jump that hoop and this hoop and that hoop. And guess what? You're never gonna be free.
You know, the movie Amy and I watched, it was what's the name? Andrew Garfield played Spider-Man was in it, and it was a movie called Silence, right? And in it, he went to be like a missionary priest to the Japanese people. And what happened was that they finally caught the people and they had them like in hiding for so many years. So eventually went out. When they went out, they got caught by the Japanese. And anyway, what happened was this: they made them deny Jesus. You know.
Wow.
And they made him deny Jesus. And when he denied Jesus, the priest did, because that's what makes a priest a priest. You know, in terms of they have a lot of stuff, but for the most part, though, what makes a priest is the fact that they know Jesus. So what happens in the story was they made him deny Jesus, and he did it once to save the lives of people. And they made him every day for the rest of his life deny Jesus.
Yes.
Every day they put a picture of Jesus, and he had to step on it with his foot, you know, and he had to every day do that as a sign that they were loyal to them. But in the very end of his life, he said that he still had a cross with him. He still had he never lost his faith. But it was kind of like you compromise every single day. You know, they force you to compromise. It's one to make you compromise once. They get you to,
to keep doing it.
Yeah, put this on for safety, or here, take this because it's gonna make you safe, or like last year's flu. Here, take this thing that you put into your arm or into your shoulder, so you can be safe from it, you know, or you pinprick your finger, whatever, just so you can be safe from this the sickness from last year, right? And it doesn't ever work. People get it. People, and so the thing is, like, they had these doctors who were talking, and they even talked with them, and what happened with them was they talked some sound facts, and they got their stuff pulled off. of YouTube. So it's one of those things where you
The
are
doctors that actually said basically against the status quo of this whole story of
Exactly.
what's going on.
right.
And then all of a sudden they got so popular and they had like, what, 5 million views?
Exactly.
5 million people listening to the truth about the agenda behind the situation.
Yes.
And they're telling the truth. They're telling with the
Exactly.
statistics and put it in layman's terms and telling all the truth about stuff.
Yeah.
And people are listening.
They're saying
And they
about the
cut it
lockdown.
off.
They're saying about the lockdown. The lockdown shouldn't happen because it's like it doesn't. It's inconsequential. They can't do the research to see the lockdowns were beneficial, but yet they force us to lock down. The other thing too is that they have it where the mask. They said mask exactly when you're making a point. So they make it so that as you wear the thing, it cuts off your ability to breathe
read
properly.
this?
Yes, and then so happen it gives you exosomes, it gets you injury to your lungs, and then you'll be tested positive for the CV. Go ahead and read, Amy.
Okay, it's
The thing.
carbon dioxide toxicity. Okay, so when you keep breathing in your same breath, you know, your carbon dioxide, your vision gets dimmed, your auditory reduced hearing, your in your brain, drowsiness, mild narcosis, dizziness, confusion, headache, unconsciousness, your skin is sweating, your heart increased heart rate and blood pressure, your respiratory shortness of breath, and your muscles can tremor. Okay? So basically what happens to you prolonged use of wearing a mask, okay,
It's called
it can
injury.
be caused by breathing your own carbon dioxide by wearing a mask continually. The normal breathing process is what you inhale. You are breathing is oxygen. When you exhale, you are breathing out your carbon dioxide. Okay? Now, this basically, you can hyperventilate. You can have confusion. It's called hypercapnia symptoms. Hypercapnia is caused by rebreathing your own exhaled CO2 by wearing a mask continually. Okay? Use your common sense, people. By prolonged use of masks, you are disrupting the normal airflow, breathing process, and inhaling excess carbon dioxide instead of your oxygen. Did you know when you are hyperventilated, rapid breathing, the treatment of this is by breathing in a paper bag to help return your CO2 into the blood. Okay? So, confusion, coma, depression, paranoia, hyperventilation, excess breathing, irregular heartbeat, arrhythmia, loss of consciousness, muscle twitching, and panic attacks. Okay? This is not good. Okay? It's not good for us. And then you have stores all over that are requiring these things. But, you know, find some friendly places that like your friendly face and they're very welcoming, and you just stick to those places.
Yeah, patronize the stores that welcome you in.
Patronize the stores that are welcoming you in, because I even have some other things about like the masks and stuff like that, about the ADA, how basically you shouldn't have to wear them. Let me see.
Goodness.
What happened?
This car here on the right is moving in really fast.
It's saying basically, you know, you shouldn't have to tell anybody your medical condition.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to tell anybody like you have issues, why you can't wear one, or something like that. If you have asthma, if you have different medical conditions, why you cannot wear one. And you'd be forced to wear one in any. It has to be exceptions to the rule. You cannot be one size fits all to everything. And the whole thing is dumb anyway. So, we're fearing something that it's just them just taking our rights away. That's all it is. And you notice if you look at most of the things in the United States, most of the Democratic states are holding down everybody, and most of the Republican ones are getting a little smarter, and they're like, hey, let's go back. You know,
Yeah.
but this was just a test to see how fast they could get us to go down, and it's a drill. It's a drill. So,
I can't read it.
Yeah.
Driving, so
yeah, exactly.
Amy, read what she says.
Facial
Washington. I can't see it, but yes, Washington State. They try to look for the facial recognition, and the whole thing is like with that software. I read something about the software. It can't register people in groups. So you have a group of protesters, or a group of people at a store, or a group of people wherever, at a church building, or in a parking lot. Groups are not registered well with the facial recognition software.
Exactly.
So, but 6 feet apart, oh, you got a perfect picture of each individual. But, you know, the masks are covering your face. So, but then the masks are not making you free either. So, it's a whole thing. And with the 5G, I mean, I don't even know what's going on with that. And they say there's 5G cities, these smart cities in the Wuhan, China, and then you have here in Queens or in New York, and then you have all these different states and cities and everything like that are all these 5G towers going up, and all the kids in school.
Yeah.
While they're out of school,
Yeah.
guess what's being built? My friend shared that her kid's school
In Texas.
never had any towers on their school. Now these are elementary schools. Now we're getting towers while the kids are not in school. Now you're gonna make those kids go back to school with those towers up, and have been known to be causing cancer for children. Even the fire department, some fire departments have sued to not have these 5G towers on their fire departments.
Or just regular cell tower.
Yeah, they said it's causing pain. There's a lot of fishy stuff going on. A lot of fishy stuff. So you have these kids supposedly are gonna have, what's it called? How do you do that? Right here?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know necessarily what's gonna go on with that, but it's almost like all these people, they have to tell the truth before it happens. It's like 2015, 2017, people say, oh, this is gonna happen to Trump, and this is gonna do this, and they're gonna do that, and then, you know, it's almost like they have to tell the truth, but are people listening? Look at the 2020 Olympics. They have weird things going on at the entrance with the nurses and dancing with the beds, and
that's
like an aerial view of a corona-shaped virus picture, and I'm just like, okay. And then they have all the triangles and all this stuff in this black, you know, Grim Reaper thing, and
chasing little babies.
Yeah, just like, okay, what kind of demonic is this? So we know that guy that stands behind Mr. Trump with the doctor and that lady doctor. We got a lot of crazy things going on. And then pushing this V thing, you know, going forth. Oh, let's forward it and go forth. And oh, we gotta. So, but it's gonna be really sad if the kids have to go back to school and be in plexiglass little cubicles with masks and can't shake their, you know, their bros' hand, or not in a bad way, but they can't even embrace each other. Hadn't seen each other for so long. They have to social distance and everything like that. They're
giving people PTSD for real.
Yeah,
they're like, making us all like afraid of everything. We're all jumping for our shadows, and so it's like everyone says like I can't hear it.
Someone in the Washington. Someone in the Washington State. Okay.
I can't read it.
Yeah, we'll see how all the May 1st today was. A lot of the places supposedly were opening up in the States and everything, And also, the protests. May 1st was like a big thing for protests all over the country.
Right.
You know, so we'll see what happens with all these things. I mean, God help us all. Seriously. I mean, this is, I don't know. I mean, they said they were gonna do some terrible things in this election year, and they've just continuously been really hard on, President Trump. Very hard. Like, never let the guy take a breather.
Exactly.
But he keeps fighting. But like, can somebody just keep doing that all the time, all the time, all the time?
So close.
Can somebody just keep fighting?
His lights are blinking wrong. They're switching. Oh goodness, humans.
So we got driver problems.
No. We don't have any driver problem. That was
No.
That was the thing. We're fine.
Another
we're fine.
driver.
Yeah, we're okay. This is kind of weed right
Yeah.
next to us.
Yeah, and this truck is kind of being weird.
Okay, so then
But definitely a lot of things to be told.
Yes.
Very.
Why don't people figure out that figure out that they have to tell the truth? I think they honestly they have a mandate. They have like a disclosure thing where they have to tell the truth. But they don't tell it like straight out. They tell it like in a movie, or they tell it like in a some kind of a presentation that you get muddled. But they tell you straight up the truth. It's like, oh, we're gonna have this outbreak happen in 2020, and it's gonna be such and such. So what ends up happening is that they actually tell us it's gonna happen,
And also tell us through movies.
Yes, and
Like I Am Legend and some other movies that are
2012.
just very
It's very they're very like shock movies, things like that.
yeah, the Olympics is that whole 2012 thing was really odd. The Olympics. Yeah, Greg's driving.
Yeah, I can't read it.
Yeah, so I'm reading it for him.
I can't read while I'm driving because like you know what happens, right? So
Yeah.
I have to kind of like just I just have to
I'm trying to help you.
Amy's reading it, and I'm just gonna.
Yeah, the like the ghosts, the ghouls.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was scary.
That big gigantic one.
And it had a little.
And then it had these little ones.
chasing kids.
Like
Oh goodness.
and also like on drones or something. All these drones. I don't know. I watched a big part of it, but it was spooky. And people are just sleeping.
Hello again. Hi. Okay, we're almost to my work.
So, well, it was nice that I don't know when you wanna.
Oh, I pretty much I just wanted to like get to work.
We tried our best to get there.
Yeah, we went.
We woke up and then it was just like,
We went and got some food, got going, and so I got to go to work, and I'm out of time, so I just got to get there to work now. So able to go and see the protest, we were able to see the city, and unfortunately we didn't see any protesters.
Well, we saw a couple